Everyone is already using AI, but less than 1% of people are able to build their own AI tools. It's still something that requires coding experience, or you'll need to stitch together several different low-code apps, even to build just the simplest AI tool. But wouldn't it be nice if you could build your own AI tools that send a sequence of instructions to an AI model, get it to do some work for you, and return the result to anyone who's using your app? In this video, I'll be showing a very simple way to do exactly that. I'll show you how to build your own AI tools without writing a line of code, and then share that tool with anyone in the world with just a simple URL link. Let's take a look. Let's start with an AI tool that I've published and shared, so anyone with the URL is able to visit this business name generator tool. They can even like it. They can read a bit of the background about what the tool does. And this one is super simple. All I need to do is give a little bit of background on a business idea, hit run workflow, and it's going to generate a list of 10 names for me. So in this case, let's say a vintage lovers. Just give my prompt, run the workflow, and I'll get my result in this right panel here. So I have my business name ideas report. We have some names at the top and then a little bit of a breakdown of the style of the name that's being suggested, as well as a little bit of a background on how the idea for the name has come about. And this is an app that I can edit in my Bizway account, which is the tool that was used to create this AI tool. I can add more steps to include, and this section here, the user who's visiting and using your app can actually just directly edit the page. They can add headings, lists, whatever they like. And once they're happy with the output, they can just copy and paste or use any of the name ideas wherever they like. Another example of an AI tool that I've built, landing page analysis. All you need to do is provide a website link, maybe for your website if you want to get some ideas or breakdown analysis of how the landing page is performing. So I was given a breakdown of the hero section, value proposition. And again, when you build your own AI tool and app, you can specify the sections that you want to include in the report output. You could even add images and other details to give the user when they run their own report. It's fully customizable and up to you. Last example, this workflow, this AI tool lets you generate a email campaign sequence as well as a thumbnail or image for the campaign. And let's do a Black Friday sale. So we have a breakdown of the emails to send, maybe ideas for the content, overall goals, and then it's even generated this little image for us. So those are 3 quick examples. Let me now show you how you can build these workflows or these AI tools for yourself in Bizway. First, you'll have your library of workflows, which is where you can store and create as many different AI workflow tools as you like. And then if I click into one of the workflows that we've looked at, in this case, the email campaign sequence, this is what it looks like on the back end in Bizway, where you can build your own tools. So the way it works is you have a knowledge section, which is going to be any information that you would like to feed into your AI tool as background. So for an email campaign sequence, maybe you want to include a document that outlines successful examples of email campaigns or some studies talking about things to focus on in the campaigns. Anything you'd like to have as background information for your app, you can include that in the docs section of your workflow. And then it's time to write your instructions. So these are the steps that your AI app is going to follow every time the user hits run workflow. So for this one, it's quite simple. We have one step, which is just going to create, based on the provided campaign idea, outline an appropriate email campaign sequence with all the necessary steps. So if your expertise is in email marketing, you'll obviously have a lot more details to add to this instruction, examples, how you want to structure the email campaign. This is where building your own AI tools with a domain expertise in mind is where you can really provide a lot of value to people who are using your app. Somebody might be able to use something like ChatGPT, but the problem is they need to understand the topic. They need to understand how to structure an email campaign. They need to know what's a good sequence, what's not. And by building your own AI tools and sharing it with potential customers, clients, you can input all of your expertise into this AI tool and share the result with them so they can use the tool whenever they want. So back to the instructions, we have one step, which is generating the report, and another step, which is creating a thumbnail for this particular email campaign. Last thing we need to do is we need to decide which inputs are going to appear on our AI app. So if I just head back to this live version of the campaign builder, we see any background documents. In this case, none are selected. These are the workflow steps, which we just talked about in the instructions. And then you have these sections, which are inputs that the user gets to specify whenever they run the workflow. So the options for those inputs are just a simple text input. We saw that in the email campaign. We have a URL input, which we saw in the landing page analysis. We have a list option, which lets users submit a list of items and then loop through that list for your AI tool. And then we also have a file upload option. So if you wanted to build an AI tool that let users upload a file, a CSV file, and then run some instructions on that information and then produce a report, you could include a file upload section in your workflow inputs. That's it. Once you're ready to test your workflow, all you need to do is hit this share button, provide some details about the workflow that you would like to appear. That's going to show at the top here. And this is a good chance to explain to your users how the app is going to work, what information they should provide in each section, and what they should expect as the output. In Bizway, you can also set a usage limit on each individual AI app. So every time I or anyone in the world runs my email sequence app, it's going to use up some of my credits in my Bizway account. I'm the owner and publisher of the app, so I'm going to be billed with those credits. To avoid people misusing or abusing your particular apps, you can set a hard usage limit, which is going to be a universal limit on how many times this workflow can be used. So this is a nice way just to put a check on your limit. If you were to share it with your audience or your email list, maybe you have 10,000 people in your email list, you made a nice little AI tool for them, you'd like them to try it out. You could just set a usage limit, maybe 100, so that you're not going to be charged more than 100 times that your users use your workflow. And once I'm ready, I'll just hit publish workflow. And when it's published, you'll see this little link. Now this link is the link that hosts your new AI tool or app. If I click that, it's going to open up my new workflow, and anybody in the world with that link can now use my AI workflow. If they want to share it with others, they can copy the link here. And if they like your workflow, they can even like it with this little heart button here. It's worth noting in Bizway, you also have this AI workflow generator box where you can actually just describe your idea for the workflow, and Bizway is going to construct that sequence of instructions and steps for you. So at the very least, you have a draft workflow to start from, and then you can dive into customizing and building your own AI apps and tools. So let's say I wanted to make an AI tool that helped people take a YouTube video and turn it into a blog post. I can just write, I want a workflow that takes a YouTube URL post. Hit create workflow. So we can include any docs that we want. In this case, maybe I might give a content example. We have our blog post. It's even created a LinkedIn post based on the YouTube video. And for this input, all I need is a URL. Let's just test it out. Share. Turn your. Publish the workflow. Now let's head over to our new workflow. Test it out. Here's a link for our Bizway demo. Run the workflow. Oh, there we go. It's given a little summary of the video and some details, and it's converted it into a bit of a blog post format. So if you have an idea for an AI tool, but you maybe don't have the coding experience or the technical background to build it yourself, this is a really simple way to give your newsletter, your audience, your social media followers a free AI tool that they can try out. It could be a really nice way to give them some value. And it's also just a really fun and creative way to start building with AI rather than just being an AI user. Hope you found this video useful. And if you want to start building your own AI tools, you can try Bizway free for 7 days. That lets you build as many AI workflows as you want and run them 250 times for free. So do check that out at bizway.io. Thanks for watching.